Daily Download.
Israeli squatters evicted from a disputed hotspot. A school teacher turned astronaut prepares for flight, and bruising blue-suited egos in Bangkok. Hello again, everyone. I'm VOA's Rebecca Ward. Doug Bernard is out this week, but the Daily Download continues. We begin in the West Bank town of Hebron, where about 200 Israeli police and border guards raided a vacant building where Jewish settlers were living illegally. Barricading themselves in the old wholesale market, settlers threw paint and urine at police who had to bust their way into the fortified building using drills and sledgehammers. The squatters had to be dragged out, and a number of them, including police, were injured during the eviction. President Bush held 2 days of talks with Afghan President Hamid Karzai at Camp David. Their discussion focused on the resurgence of the Taliban and al-Qaeda in the region. With us today is VOA correspondent Gary Thomas, who has spent a great deal of time in South and Central Asia. So, Gary, I'm wondering, what can Presidents Karzai and Bush do without Pakistan's help?
Short answer, not a lot. Pakistan is the one that has the security force along the border. On the Afghan side of the border, it's U.S. and NATO troops. They can't cross the border. So in order to eradicate those terrorist sanctuaries, it's going to have to be Pakistan that does it. Pakistan's tried a mix of persuasion and force, had deals with the tribal leaders. They didn't work. That's when the U.S. started ratcheting up the pressure on Pakistan. So now they really need Pakistan to step up to the plate, as it were, and get tougher with the terrorists in those sanctuaries.
And I understand there's going to be some kind of special meeting later this week?
That's what Presidents Bush and Karzai were talking about, this grand jirga, this grand council of tribal leaders from both sides of the border that will meet this week in Kabul. And they're going to talk about how to deal with the sanctuary issue. The problem is going to be that the tribal leaders are very independent-minded. Many of them are sympathetic to the Taliban, and there are also ethnic divides between Pashtuns and the other ethnic groups, the Tajiks and the Uzbeks. So all those come into play in trying to get any kind of agreement. And you look at trying the agreement they just tried to get a government running in Kabul. Trying to deal with this issue, which is probably the thorniest that they have to deal with, is going to be very difficult.
Thank you very much, Gary. Gary Thomas, our VOA correspondent. We've got plenty of great video coming up in the next minute or so. Later, you can also check out our video of the day. It's over there just to the right of the Daily Download on the VOA website. And speaking of the website, take a look around and you'll find even more information on the stories we're tracking for you today. For instance, this story about the upcoming space shuttle launch. Schoolteacher Barbara Morgan has waited 22 years to blast off into space.
Some of my responsibilities are the shuttle arm and the station robotic arm, and load master for all the transfer. And on entry, I'll be sitting on the flight deck helping with our entry duties.
NASA chose Morgan as the backup for its Teacher in Space program in 1985. She trained with fellow teacher Krista McAuliffe, who was on board the Space Shuttle Challenger when it exploded in 1986. Morgan joins 4 other mission specialists Wednesday for a flight to the International Space Station. Now, for all you armchair astronauts, a new video game is being launched, featuring the same film techniques used in the recent Star Wars movies. The creators of the game say Star Wars: The Force Unleashed has been shot like a film, but retains all the fun of a video game. Take that, evil stormtroopers.
Well, it's definitely an interactive experience. It's still a game. It's very much that you're in the middle of it and you're in control of all the action that's going on.
Star Wars creator George Lucas is heavily involved in the development of the game. Many of its film elements were designed at the Industrial Light and Magic Studios in San Francisco. The video game will be available in 2008. Finally, for police officers who break the rules. In Bangkok, officers who litter, park in prohibited areas, or arrive late to work will be forced to wear hot pink armbands featuring Hello Kitty as a mark of shame. The fashion accessory features Hello Kitty surrounded by 2 hearts. You can find the latest news, big or small, from around the world on our website 24 hours a day at www.voanews.com. Check it out and come back again tomorrow. From the Voice of America newsroom, I'm Rebecca Ward.